Hi, friends. Will help. Hi, friends. Laura Zach here. I just had to check my internet. I did not get to go live last week for a second time to talk about Epcot snacks because, life happened. But if you're planning a trip to Disney and you're wanting to know like what's worth trying and what's worth eating, I'm here to give you the scoop. I am actually at Epcot right now. I don't know if you can see that. No, not much behind me. If you hear that whooshing sound, they are test driving test track. It should be opening in a couple of weeks. So that's exciting. But I just walked around World Showcase. Today is the last day for Flower and Garden. And I just wanted to make sure that I had my information correct. We love coming to Epcot during a food festival, but there's also a lot to do here and a lot of great things to eat when you're not at a food festival or when they don't have a food festival here. My first suggestion for your snacking in Disney World is to get a popcorn bucket. Just a plain one will be fine at about $13. Refills are $2.25. And that's a great salty snack that you guys can have and share. I always recommend that everybody have a park bag and put some Ziploc bags in it, gallon size, quart size, sandwich size, snack size. You can bring your own food into the park, or if you're driving, you can pack a cooler and leave it in your vehicle. Take a little break, go out to the car. You could even go back to your hotel or your resort wherever you're staying, especially if it's in the summertime, in the heat of the day. But you can bring food into Disney. So even if like you were at Epcot and you decided, okay, we're going to pack a cooler and then lunchtime or whenever we're hungry, we'll run out to the car and we'll grab sandwiches and chips and whatever and then just come back into the park. You can do that too. There are lots of places where you can sit and just eat, and definitely like in the air conditioning. The land pavilion has seating because they've got sunshine seasons there. Or, hello, you're from Russia. Hi. Can I have I don't know what that is. Um, but there's places to sit. The land pavilion, the sea pavilion, there's not a lot of chairs exactly, but you could sit down around the aquarium, just pop a squat on the floor, kind of like what I'm doing right now. The Odyssey Pavilion, which is on the other side, that's usually pretty open. And especially if there's not a food festival going on at Epcot, that's going to be pretty open. Communicore Hall has just been turned into um, something with Goofy. It's like a dance party for Goofy. I was in there this morning. It's pretty fun. There is air conditioning. They took out all the tables, but they do have benches around the outside. So you could go in there and eat as well. Or there's lots of space and tables outside. But if you're trying to get out of the heat, I would recommend one of those three places indoors. Now, I understand Disney, even when there was just, 3 or 4 of us, we didn't spend a lot of money. We didn't eat. Hola. We didn't spend a lot of money or eat in the parks. It can get expensive. But if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for watching. I did a video. I can't remember how long ago it was, but I will link it here once I can get all of this taken, all of this edited, I guess, about ways to kind of siphon money off of your family budget and save up for some extra spending money at Disney. These tips and tricks are probably only going to work if you're in the US. I don't know that some of these apps are available in other countries, even Canada. You just have to check and see. Yes, I'm sweating. But that's a few different options for saving up a little bit of money. And if you wanted to try snacking, or it's like we want to get a couple of items maybe at each park. I would say Epcot really is the park to do it. I will give you snack options that I like at the different parks. Epcot's my first one. But if your kids are, they just want chicken strips or burgers, you might be able to get them outside of their box a little bit at Epcot and still not be too bad. Did I just get dive bombed by a bird back there? Some of our favorites, even if there's not a food festival. Now, I'm not a poutine fan, but you could choose a poutine. Fish and chips at the Yorkshire over in the UK. You get one big piece of the breaded and fried white fish and some fries. And all of these are shareable. In France, that's going to be your busiest location. Leal, you do have savory and sweet options in that bakery. That line can get kind of long, but it does move pretty fast. And I mean, if your kids are just real basic sandwich eating people or basic food eating people, you're talking about ham and cheese on a croissant or ham and cheese on a baguette. I mean, it's not too terribly out of the box. The creperie has the galette, which is really tasty. And I like the galette, which is the savory one. Now it's a buckwheat flour, but it doesn't taste weird. I don't know how to put that. It's almost like it's a little bit darker. It's not your like your white flour. The buckwheat's a darker green, but it doesn't have a real strong flavor to it. And I do like the cheese on the inside, so that's a nice savory item that you can share with your family. Another good thing about the popcorn bucket is in Canada, in Epcot, you can refill the popcorn bucket with the maple popcorn. So you've got a little bit of a sweet snack that you can share with your family, and it's pretty inexpensive. Like I said, $2.25 to refill the popcorn bucket. Now, pouring the hot popcorn into like a Ziploc bag, you might have to wait a few minutes for it to cool down, especially with the maple popcorn, because they use a cotton candy floss, which is a sugar. So that sugar, that melted sugar, that could burn right through a plastic bag. Oh, okay. So let's go back and think here. Oh, yeah. If you skip France because it's just too busy, Morocco, you have kebabs. That's meat on a stick, lightly seasoned. So again, we're just talking about something that your kids, even if they're picky eaters, it's pushing them out of their comfort zone a little bit, but maybe not, completely out of your comfort zone. Japan, if there's not a food festival, they don't have much of a quick service option. In the shaved ice booth, they also have sushi, which I did not know. So if you're not a sushi fan, if that's too much out of the comfort zone, there's probably not going to be anything in Japan for you. The shaved ice, I don't know. I mean, it's shaved ice and syrup. Like, really? We'll go over sweet snacks here in a minute. Germany, the UK. Oh, the US pavilion would be next. Sorry, I'm kind of out of order. I'm trying to picture it in my mind. The US pavilion, I mean, my favorite kind of snack item there, it is an entree, I believe. It's like $13. You can get burnt in. So it's barbecue. I think it's pork. And the ends, when they get charred, they cut those off and they put the burnt ends over French fries. Very tasty. Probably not necessarily outside of the box if you are from the US, but if you're outside of the US, that might be a tasty treat for you to try. And of course, there's always the turkey leg. I don't know why those are so popular, but we do have that in the US pavilion as well. Still trying to get through the countries here. Germany. Our favorite snack in Germany is I just lost it. The brat in a pretzel bread. And if you're going to do a sweet snack and you don't want to wait for all the lines in France, Caramel Kucha is right there in Germany. It's sponsored by Werther's, so very tasty. Lots of really sugary items, but I'm sure your kids will love it. Italy, they only have a pizza window in Italy, so probably again not necessarily outside of the box. If you're from the US, it is American pizza. It's a thicker bread. It's got the small cup pepperoni on it. So that might be something that your kids just absolutely have to have. China, my daughter loves the pork egg rolls. And also the Chinese quick service in there. We ate that last time we were here, actually, and we had I think it was orange chicken, and then I believe it was it's like beef noodles. Yeah, it was beef lo mein. Those were both pretty tasty. I was not sad about that. So if your family does like Chinese food, that would be a good option. Again, not probably outside of the box thinking if you're trying to get your kids, to just try something a little different. Norway doesn't have any savory items. They only have the Kringla Bakery. And Mexico, of course. La Catina, you've got chicken tacos, nachos, the beef barbacoa empanadas. You can't go wrong in Mexico, right? I think that's all the countries. I don't think I missed anybody. And if you're trying to push your kids outside of their comfort zone, like you can make a game out of it. I would put the countries in a hat and have everybody draw out a country, except for maybe Norway and Japan if they don't want to try sushi. And just have them try something there. Now, again, you're going to be limited. There's probably only one or two savory items if there's not a food festival. But I think it's a great place to just try different things. As far as sweet things go, especially on a really hot day, I mean, you do want to watch your sugar intake because sugar is dehydrating. It's just going to make it feel worse. But the strawberry fruit bars here, a lot of them are the Olaf strawberry lemonade fruit bars. I have not tried one yet, but they are just a little different than what you can get on, around the rest of the property. If you're looking for ice cream treats in the Italy pavilion, there is a gelato place. They change up their flavors, so I wouldn't set my heart on it until you see what the flavor options are. Because if you're like, oh my gosh, we're definitely getting gelato, and then you go there and the flavors are not anything that your kids will eat, you just don't want people to be disappointed. We've done that before, and everybody's like, oh, we're gonna have gelato. I can't wait to have gelato. And then you get there and you're like, okay, there's nothing here that I to eat. La Glace, there's an ice cream place in France. Again, that's probably going to have a longer line. A lot of people know about it and they want to go there. There's some soft serve around the parks as well. And they do change up their flavors. So it just depends on when you're here, if there's a food festival or not. And if you're really set on ice cream, you could always go out the back of EPCOT and over to the boardwalk. You can either take the friendship boat or you can just walk back there. You can walk to the boardwalk. And there's an ice cream parlor there that I've been pretty pleased with. Now, if there is a food festival here in EPCOT, what I recommend you do is watch the video from DFB Guide. They will give you a synopsis and they'll do, the best eats and the worst eats, and then they'll, crown a best of the best booth. I also like to watch allears.net, and it's kind of like real time. They're watching, or it's not a live stream, but they record while they're trying things. You kind of get that first reaction. I've been watching them for a couple of years now, so I kind of know the people and I know their tastes and their flavor profile and what they like. I also like to watch Mama Club. Molly and Alan, their tastes are a little more elevated, and Molly doesn't like sweet things, which is kind of, I'm on par with her there. If you are here and it's like the start of a festival, I'm going to recommend not come to EPCOT if you can help it at all on the first couple of days of a festival, because all of the vloggers are going to be here to try all the food and the lines are going to be really long. Now, I personally will not be here. I mean, seriously, even if I get my channel monetized, which I would really love. So if you are liking this video and you find my channel helpful, would you please like and subscribe and share it to some of your friends? I really appreciate it. I don't want to be here and try all the things. Like, I'm going to let the other people do that. And then I'm going to go in and try the things that they give good ratings on and that I have a taste for. I was really pleased this year during Flower and Garden that so many of the meat eaters rated the impossible meat items that's on the garden graze. They rated them really high. And we came in and tried them. I think we tried 3 of the 4 savory items that were on the garden graze. One of them I didn't like. The other 2 I was pleased with. And I got to do the garden graze twice. I did it once by myself, which was not easy to do. That's a lot of food to eat. And the second time I did it with my daughter. So I got the prize and everything. It was awesome. Let's see. What else can I tell you about snacks here? Okay, let's talk about some other sweet items that might be tasty. They have a new, I can't even think of what it's called. Kokomana. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's those pineapple guys on Moana. So they have a half of a coconut, or not pineapple guys, the coconut guys. It's a half of a coconut shell that they have cleaned out, and they put in a coconut pineapple sorbet. And I didn't taste coconut in the sorbet. It tastes very pineapple, which I'm fine with because I like that better. So it might be a coconut milk based. I don't know. And then there is some coconut, or I'm crazy for coconut here. There is some pineapple compote in the bottom of that. And then there are unsweetened coconut flakes on top, like shaved coconut pieces. I thought that was really tasty and refreshing. It is solid though, because they prepare it ahead of time and it comes in a plastic container. And it took about 10 minutes for it to warm up enough that I could get a spoon in it. But that was a tasty treat. I can't think of anything else here. That you can always find sweet stuff. You're not gonna have any kind of shortage of sweet items. You could also do sweet drinks around, and it doesn't have to be like drinking around the world, but you could do a snacking around the world or mocktails around the world. There's lots of different variations and varieties that you can find in all of the countries. So I just think that if you're going to spend money on food items, I think Epcot's the place to do it. If you're wanting something that's a little more unique and different, and again, I will come to you live this summer, and we will be talking about the other 3 parks and some items that we like in those parks. And then you just have to decide, is that something that you want to spend money on, or are you going to go on the cheap and bring your own food into the park? And I'm just going to let you know, if you are not you're not a bad parent if you don't eat stuff in Disneyland. It's okay. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I don't think the Mickey bars are all that. I'm just saying. And the Mickey pretzels are gross. Don't spend your money on Mickey pretzels. If you're going to get a pretzel, go to Germany and get a pretzel. They've also got one over at the Tap House in Hollywood Studios that I think is good. And Magic Kingdom, there is a sweeter one, like a sweet cream cheese, and there's a jalapeno. It's really not spicy at all, but you can get a savory cream cheese filled. The Mickey pretzels are gross. You have other options, and that's what I would do for a pretzel. But don't forget your popcorn bucket for sure. All right. I think that was all that I wanted to tell you. I hope you enjoy your trip to Disney World. Let me know, when are you going? Are you planning a trip now and you're doing your research? And when are you planning on going? And have you been watching any of my other videos? I will, I think I have this on a playlist, or I have a playlist started for you. So I will add this to a playlist and put the other videos at the end of this video. So thanks for tuning in with me. Thanks for hanging out with me here at EPCOT before I head out of the park. Guardians is like, I don't know, 80 minutes. It's been like 115 minutes all day. So that ticks me off because I'm used to riding Guardians every trip. And since they took it off the virtual queue, I have only been able to ride it one day. I rode it twice, and I have not been able to ride it since then. So I'm a little upset. We'll see. We'll see what the summer brings. All right. I'll probably come live again this week and talk about Hollywood Studios. So my schedule is just it's a little wonky for the summer, and we are very busy. But I'm glad that you were here. And if you're new, thank you so much for being here and welcome to my channel. Please ask any questions that you have. And if you would like some help planning your trip, I've got a Google Spreadsheet to share with you. I will send that over to you if you request it on the link below. I think that's it. Have a great night. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video.